Looks like we're live, G. Ugh.
Get a little stretch on?
Yes. Wait a second. Couple people to jump on. We'll get some topics going.
Where's Jeremy? Is Jeremy ready?
Jeremy's
What are you
ready.
doing for Valentine's Day? Anything good?
Just going to an Italian restaurant, dude.
Oh, which one?
La Calabrian.
Oh, where's that at?
It's in Gilbert at Val Vista in Williamsville.
I haven't been there yet.
It's good. It's an older couple that owns it from Italy.
Val Vista in Williamsville?
Yeah.
Dude, I know.
Near High Tide.
I know that area really well.
Right next to High Tide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Slow internet.
How did Jen like skydiving?
Bullshit. She likes it.
Did she get a kick out of it?
Yeah.
And then she went out to Maricopa and did it, right?
Yeah.
See, I was thinking maybe do that with Sarah.
You should do it.
She would get a kick out of that.
You should do it. All right, you want to check your earphones? Not sure which one you're on, but testing.
Check.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
A little up.
More.
Yeah. Hello. Oh, that one. Good.
Okay. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
What do you think this guy does? He's always in there.
He does a show.
He's always here though.
Yeah.
Even when we were doing it on Thursdays, he was here. Oh, he does what Jeremy does.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. All right. Jeremy, you ready?
You know it. You got me loud and clear?
Yep. Here, let me do a quick intro real quick.
You got it.
Hey, so welcome Facebook Livers.
Whoa!
Evan, you like that?
Feel like I'm getting arrested.
You've been there before? So, have a great market update today. A few different topics. The cost of waiting. That's one of them. The second one, real estate report card. We also have homeowners planning to buy soon or falling off the map. Yikes. How mortgage rates vary by state. As more older Americans age in place, millennials struggle to find homes. And then a couple other topics. How to list your home for the best price. So some of you realtors out there and flippers out there aren't going to want to miss that. Also, thinking of selling your home, now is the perfect time. Don't wait, and I'm going to explain why. And then lastly, why homeownership matters now more than ever. So we're diving into the show right now. This is your Real Estate Power Hour. Stay tuned. All right, Jeremy.
Here we go. Segment 1, 13
Live. This is your Real Estate Power Hour, the longest running real estate talk show in Arizona. Right here, right now, on KKNT 960, The Patriot. Now, here are your hosts of the Real Estate Power Hour, Jason LaFlesch, team leader at Results Realty, and Josh Nostal with Homeowners Financial Group.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real Estate Power Hour, a live interactive show right here on your station, KKNT 960, The Patriot. I'm Jason LaFlesch with Results Realty, joined by my co-host, that's right, the one, the only, Josh Nostal with Homeowners Financial Group. What's going on, Josh?
Not much, buddy. How you been?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good. Just got back from Southern California. Big gym meet out there. Really high, good competition. Hit the beach up a little bit. It's good times, man. Glad to be back in Arizona. A little gloomy today, but can't complain.
Nice.
Yeah.
As opposed to when you usually complain, right?
Oh,
You actually don't complain at all.
I'm not a complainer.
No, you're not at all.
I can't stand complaining.
You're not at all.
I guess my thing is, if you're going to complain about it, why do that? Just spend your energy fixing it or doing something about it.
That's a great point, my friend.
It's changed in America a lot.
It's a great point. Great point.
People don't have that outlook anymore.
Hey, this show is brought to you by Results Realty and also Homeowners Financial Group, and
Yes,
lastly,
sir.
Jet Closing. In fact, speaking of Jet Closing, old Joseph Martinez is going to be on the show next week.
I was wondering if we're going to have him in.
It's going to be a good show.
Interesting, Jet Closing. I'm curious to hear about it.
So far, so good. They've been doing really, really well. As a matter of fact, most of their operations for a title company, it's done online, very efficient. And as a real estate agent or even the homeowner or home buyer, you can check on the title statistics and up-to-date information just on their app.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool.
Where are they located?
They are all over the country, actually.
Where's Joe's? You know where Joe's office is, or?
I don't know. I always
Not
think his
sure.
office is in his car because he's always mobile
always
and
mobile.
cruising around and meeting with people.
Nice.
So yeah, they have a couple different offices here locally. One in Chandler, I believe, and the other one in Scottsdale.
Oh, that's awesome. It's closer to his house, probably.
Yeah, it is. Hey, a lot of great topics today. We have a market update
Yes,
by
sir.
Josh Nastal. Also, the cost of waiting. We're going to
Yes.
talk about that later in the show. Real estate report card, A through F. We're going to grade it.
Oh, no
All right.
No F there, LaFlesch.
All right.
Hey, that rhymes. No F, LaFlesch.
That's right. Hey, homeowners planning to buy now are falling off the mat. So, or homeowners planning to buy soon. How mortgage rates vary by state.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's pretty trippy, man. Wait till we talk about that.
Okay, well, let's go. That's your topic, man.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what you're going to tell them, but we're going to do it. How to list your home for the best price. You're not going to want to miss that if you're thinking of selling your home. Also, thinking of selling your home, now is the perfect time, so don't wait, and I'm going to explain why. And lastly, why homeownership matters now more than ever. And that's going to be a fun topic to talk about. So
Yeah,
before we go
that's-
any further, why don't we hit a market update?
Let's talk about it. Rates have been roughly unchanged for the last week or so, but we're kind of barreling down on the due date for the shutdown wall plan. Interesting, that could really change rates, could really mess with rates, and the reason being is just pure uncertainty. Generally, when there's a lot of uncertainty in the market, you see a lot of movement, whether that's bad or good. That'll unfold the next few days here. This is a very interesting thing. Someone pointed this out to me, and I never even thought about it. This is a record 7 million Americans are what?
We got a lot of Facebook Live jumping on right now.
A record 7 million Americans, check this out, are 90 days or more late on their auto loans.
Ooh.
90 days or late. 90 days or more. That's a report from the New York Bank of the Federal Reserve. And that's a huge thing because a lot of times economists think that's a red flag when people are behind on their car payments, because that's one of the last things they'll go late on.
Right.
It's a huge necessity. Getting kids places, getting to work, things like that. Pretty crazy, man.
Does that mean that there's possibly a foreclosure wave coming, or are you hinting at anything here? What are you thinking?
I'm not hitting anything other than that it's a staggering statistic.
It really
And,
is.
There was more to the article, but I only pulled out a piece for the market update, and that's just that they're just mentioning that that's can be a major red flag.
Yeah.
I mean, 90 days behind, man. I was talking to a client yesterday, and he had missed multiple payments, but he was with USA Bank, and they said that they had, and you never know what story you're getting, but he
Sure,
had said
sure,
that his auto draft was screwed up. So who knows? But that's
Heard that excuse before,
yeah,
huh?
7 million people. That's more than a few messed up auto drafts.
That's true.
But just keep our eyes on that. Another staggering statistic: the national debt is at the highest ever been in America. 22 trillion. 22 trillion. Pretty crazy.
It's getting up there.
Yes. Filed your taxes yet?
Yes.
You did already. Okay. Millions and millions of Americans are filing and finding out that their 2018 tax refund, or what they expected to get, is on average right now for everyone that's filed 8% less than they expected.
I just heard from actually a couple friends posted online and said that they got back a far less than what they were expecting, and I'm wondering why that is.
So you're feeling that as well, right? Well,
Yeah, I'm hearing that.
your experience with your
Yeah.
here right in Arizona, it's not a national thing, but some of your people
Right.
have said that.
Right.
Well, a lot of what I'm reading has to do with the tax reform. some of the new tax laws that are in place. I mean, we talked about it a lot last year about the reduction in real estate mortgage interest write-offs.
Mhm.
We talked about that a lot. So
Mhm.
keep your pulse to that. Man, the other couple of things here. Good information in the market update today. Obviously, there's not enough new housing out there. Okay, we're at a really low time. And there's just not enough. Basically, there's more people looking for homes, obviously, than they're being built. That's just something that we have to keep our eyes on as well. The jobless. We always talk about job openings. This is crazy. In December of last year, there were a record 7.3 million jobs open, and only 6.2 million people unemployed. Basically, we had over 1 million jobs more than people to fill them.
Wow.
Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
And that was just a few months ago, December of 2018. Pretty nuts.
I like that.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I like that. Hey, let's shift gears a little bit and talk
Sure.
about the cost
Of waiting.
of waiting.
Absolutely. So this is a great little article that I've been sharing with some of my buyers. One of my marketing guys, Brandon, put together a really nice piece, and this is local. This is Maricopa County. This isn't California, New York. This is right here. So basically, what they put together is a standard $300,000 purchase, right?
Mm-hmm.
At today's rates, what would be projected 6 months out, 1 year out, 2 years out, and all the way out to 3 years out. Okay?
Okay.
So basically, in this model, and we're only dealing with statistics, I mean, we can't predict the future, but the same 300,000, and this is on average, this isn't just in Gilbert, Phoenix, Chandler, this is all of Maricopa County.
Mm-hmm.
Take in mind. So the model predicts that the same home you're buying today for 300,000 is going to be about 313 3 years from now, and that's on average. Certain pockets obviously would be a little more, but some might be less, right?
Right.
So if 3 years you're going to pay for the exact same home, $13,000 more, right? And then again, there's predictions, but let's say today, on average, again, this is FHA, VA, all credit types. This isn't just one A+ borrower type thing. Let's say the average right now of rate you're getting is 5.1. 3 years from now, let's say that changes to 5.7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Basically, what it's kind of alluding to is that if you're going to wait from today to 3 years from now, your monthly cash flow payment is going to be $180. So the actual just the payment itself would be $183 more. That's a good chunk of change.
That's significant. Now stretch that out over 30 years.
Do
you have that figure there?
I think we already have there, buddy. Well, let's talk about let's talk about something else. So the appreciation loss, you're losing $13,000 in appreciation.
Wow.
Right, and that's on average. Again, something in Gilbert, Chandler, it's hot pockets. You'll see more, but maybe something in Phoenix, a little bit not bagging on anybody, but Lester's Alba area is not going to appreciate as fast, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah, there's always different pockets all over.
So now I don't have the 30-year, I apologize, but I do have that 3-year amortization loss.
Okay.
That's another almost 13 grand. Okay.
Interesting.
So just waiting from today through 3 years, okay, on a monthly basis, you'll lose $183.
Mm-hmm.
That's in your payment. Over that 3-year period, so basically 36 months by the 183, that's almost $2,200.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your loss in appreciation and your loss in the amortization is another 25 grand. So, we always talk about people out there thinking is now the time to buy. People are asking is now the time to list my home.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just a report that was slapped together in a couple seconds. This is data that's historic, that's being used to calculate these numbers.
You know what I always say is, saving money is the same as making money. So,
I know.
and that's true.
Absolutely.
So why would you wait? I mean, interest rates right now are they still hanging in the 4s there somewhere?
They're in the high 4s.
Okay.
They're in the high 4s. And it depends. Like I said, this takes into consideration down payment assistance loans,
Mm-hmm.
which are higher rates. It takes into consideration lower FICOs, because not everyone's getting a high 4 right now.
Right.
If you have a 600 credit score, you're
gonna pay a bit more.
You're not going to get prime rates.
Right.
But someone on the fence there thinking, hey, it's going to get better. You know, I thought we were going to see a hiccup in pricing, but everything I'm reading is saying we're going to continue to steadily increase. I don't think we're going to see a buckle or anything in the market. So I believe that 3 year, and I honestly think for certain areas that 13 grand is very conservative.
I believe so. I
Very
believe so.
conservative. But like I said, keep in mind it has to take it all. This is all the Maricopa County.
Yeah.
But in hot spots, I think you were talking probably closer to 20, maybe 25.
Could very well be.
Right.
What's the best number to get a hold of you, Josh, if someone wants to get
so if you're thinking,
application
you're on
in?
the fence waiting, give me a buzz, 602-377-1979. It's worth it to, find out what you can do, what you can't do, how much you can afford. We talked about this last week. Knowing that what you can afford is important. You don't want to get out with your realtor and fall in love with something that you can't buy. And if you can't buy right away, I'll put you down the road to get there. I've got always 5 or 6 people in the hopper working on their credit. Maybe they have a tax issue they're resolving. There's a way. If you're serious about buying, it can happen.
That's
for
perfect.
sure.
In the next segment, why homeownership matters now more than ever. So if you are renting, if you haven't purchased yet, or if you are fortunate enough to be a homeowner right now, it's going to be an interesting read. Why homeownership matters now more than ever. Stay tuned. Yes. Merg, what's up, dude?
Hey, Josh, it's Margaret. Good morning. I wanted to let you know I'll be working from home today, and I'm going to out to see this new builder this afternoon. Right, you wanted me to check in about Jill's mom. And
Is that your phone?
you know what, I'll talk to you. I think
That's one of mine for you.
I would rather send
Oh, I thought that was
something
Barbeth.
for us.
No.
Did you?
So I'll talk
He
to
thought-
you more about it later.
I thought that was Barbeth. Oh my gosh.
Thanks for the email. I'll see you later.
That's hilarious. Man, you guys got to get a bigger bandwidth here, dude. This freaking internet's slow.
Did you share that?
Yeah, look at that. Oh, is he? Yeah, the Facebook Live is jacked up right now. What's going on, Mergs? Shoot. Who else is on there? I see 4 or 5 people on there. Who comment? Who's on the show watching? McKibben, Johnny Sullivan with Sullivan Motor Company. What's up, Big John?
That sounds familiar.
Oh, you only see his commercials every 5 minutes on every station. The big American flag.
Yes.
Sullivan Motor Company. We have 60 Jeeps on the lot.
He's in Mesa. No. Where is he at?
In Mesa.
Yeah, he's in Mesa.
Yeah, like Alma School in Broadway area. He's a good dude. I think we bought 2 or 3 cars from him, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's sweet, man.
Yeah, he's got a good operation over there. All right, you ready to hit it? Josh, you ready?
I'm
You ready?
Always ready.
All right, we're ready, Jeremy. Hey, welcome back to your Real Estate Power Hour. I'm Jason LaFlesch with Results Realty. Hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend. Joined by my co-host right here, Josh Nastal with Homeowners Financial
What's
Group.
up?
What's going on, Josh?
Not much.
Great first segment.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what you're going to talk about next.
Hey, in this segment, so we led up to it in the last one, why homeownership matters now more than ever. So study after study shows that no matter what generation Americans belong to, the vast majority believe that homeownership is an important part of their American dream. Benefits of homeownership can be broken into 2 main categories, Josh, and I know you know this.
2 main categories.
2 main categories, financial and non-financial, often referred to as emotional or for social reasons. For Americans approaching retirement age, one of the greatest benefits to homeownership is the added net worth. So you're approaching retirement age here pretty soon. So,
Wow.
So one big benefit, Josh, if you were approaching your retirement age, is the added net worth you've been able to achieve simply by paying your mortgage.
Absolutely.
It's like a forced savings account. So the Joint Center for Housing Studies at Harvard University, over the age of 65, their study revealed that the difference in net worth between homeowners and renters at this age group was actually 47.5 times greater, with nearly half of their net worth coming from home equity.
Right. What was that age group?
65, up to 65.
Or higher, or just up to 60?
Right about 65.
Okay.
So right about retirement age in most cases. So homeowners over the age of 65 are much more financially prepared for retirement and often own their homes outright if they were fortunate enough to purchase.
Heck yeah.
I want everyone to listen to this closely. If they were fortunate enough to purchase their homes before the age 36. And why is that, Josh? It's because their 30 years of mortgage payments has
You're done deal.
been paid off, and they gain
can't
equity.
beat the math on that.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
And they
Oh.
gain their equity through monthly payments as home values appreciated. So it's no surprise that lifelong renters have a hard time accruing net worth, as the latest census report shows that the median asking rent has been climbing consistently over the last 30 years. And that's something that we talk about on the show quite
All
often.
the time, man. And especially in Arizona. I think, I don't have any statistics right now to back that up, but just we always talk about on national average versus here. I think our rent is appreciated much faster than elsewhere.
There's no question about it, especially with the 04, 05, 06 run, and then thousands of people losing their homes. They needed a place to live. So, and I've talked about it on the show before, the only two times that rental rates have flattened out or gone down a little bit was in the heyday in 06, where everyone was buying homes to flip them or to hold on to them and flip them a year down the line. There were a ton of rentals then. And then also in 2009, which was the bottom of the market here again, a lot of people buying and renting them out, so rental rates flattened out a little bit. But this study shows here the difference in 65 plus year old adults, their net worth, homeowner versus renter, $143,500 in home equity for the 65-year-old on average.
How much at home equity?
$143,500.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then the average net worth of the renter that's been renting all of their life, $6,710.
That's a little drop in the bucket.
Well, it's a big
That's
change.
scary, man.
It's a big change, and to a lot of people that are listening, it may not be you, but a lot of people that you know, there are people that are living paycheck to paycheck. I'm just here to tell you that, and I'm sure you see quite a few people in the lending industry, Josh, that
Absolutely.
if they were out of work for a month or two, it would devastate them.
Yeah, and we talked, we gave the list of how to become financially healthy last week. And, that list is if you go back and listen to that, there's some great tips on there. And one of those tips was having a nest egg or a small, I think they call it a reserve fund to fall back on.
Right.
So I 100% agree with you.
Yeah. So it is a form of forced savings if you're a homeowner, and I just highly encourage you, think about what we talked about right there, is that by the time you're 65, if you did buy a home when you're 35 or 36 years old, you make those mortgage payments for 30 years, and what happens at the end of 30 years, Josh?
Free and clear, buddy.
The home's free and clear, isn't it?
Got my last two. That's it. No more.
Tell you what, that's exciting. So to take that first step in homeownership, and we're here to help. I'm Jason LaFlesch with Results Realty. 25 years in the business. Date myself even more, Josh.
There you go.
25 years in the real
You
estate.
started when you were 12 back in Foster City with your parents, right?
You know what? My actually it was 9. My mom was licensed in San Francisco when I was 9, and she had us passing out flyers and working at that age.
Heck yeah, why not?
Well,
Kids,
slave labor.
Kids wait a little long nowadays to get out of the coop and start working.
it's true.
Hey, you know what? That's an awesome segue. Let's keep on that 65 plus type, kind of, age bracket. More and more older Americans are staying in their homes. Okay.
Indeed.
I mean, let's just think about what you were just saying. You're 67, 65, right in there. Your home's free and clear. What does that mean? No what? You have no monthly
mortgage payment,
housing
yeah.
expense.
Right.
Right? So a couple things are happening here. It's fact people are living what, longer or shorter nowadays?
Longer now, yeah.
Longer. it seems that people are living more healthy, right? Shoot, I just visited my grandma a couple weeks ago. She's 94.
Wow.
Totally lucid, does what she wants.
Yeah.
You know. So this is an interesting article I read off of CNBC that's causing somewhat of the shortage of homes we have. An estimated 1.6 million fewer properties are no longer available because of these retirees staying in their homes, which a lot of them are paid off.
Yeah.
So why would they want to move out?
Yeah.
And some of the other reasons, health. They don't have to move into a senior care or some type of living. And the other thing, the big issue was in this survey, people just love their homes. They don't want to move out of them. They've lived there such a long time. They're accustomed to it.
Right.
They're used to it. So what that's doing is it's making, like I said, a shortage, 1.6 million homes, and it's making less homes available to millennials. I mean everybody, but mainly the millennials.
You ready for this? This is what I hear also. So in the Bay Area of California, a lot of the kids that I grew up with there, their parents, in many cases, still own their home and live in that home. They've been in that home for close to 50
I know
years.
where you're going.
And there's two types of people that you see in California. Now, most of these people, their homes are paid off.
Right.
Okay? So they're sitting on $1.5 million home. But they have two choices if they want to get out of that home. Is either sell it and then repurchase something that's going to be quite a bit more or the same, so it's kind of a lateral move.
Right.
But yet when they sell it, they're going to be paying big taxes on their gains.
Big taxes.
Big taxes. Or you're seeing the people that sell and then they move out to places like Arizona, Florida, something where they can get just an awesome home for a fraction of what they sold their home that they owned outright in California. So now they own a home cash out here or in Florida or wherever they're going to go, and then they have a nice big nest egg of cash in the bank. Those are the two types of people that I see quite often.
I know we're coming to a hard break, but we could continue this afterwards. That's something I didn't even think about. Another reason probably these people aren't moving is, like you said,
The tax burden on the gains.
The tax burden, or I hear the music. Let's pick that up in the next segment.
Let's do that.
Let's
Stay
go.
tuned for more of the show. Think about the tax burden. So let's say they buy their home. Let's say they bought their home back in the early 70s for $75,000. Okay?
Oh, dude, I feel you.
If they're married, the first $500,000 is tax free. But anything above that,
I get hammered.
yeah.
Well, and like you said, man, someone 65, 67-year-old person sitting at home, no payment. I mean, if they, let's say they're in a modest home,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They don't want to go buy
No.
something more and then step back into a payment at that age.
No.
You know what I mean?
They don't.
Who would want to do that?
They don't.
We'll talk on air. We'll bring up Peter if you don't mind.
Yeah.
He finally applied last night.
Oh, you did? Good.
Yeah, late last
He's
night.
going to be ready to go on the 19th, it sounds like. Okay.
Yeah, he put his application late last night. I didn't know he's married though.
Yeah.
So she's going to be on there too.
He's a cool guy.
Cool.
Yeah, good guy.
We'll reference that because that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. Any of you Facebook Live viewers right now, if you have parents, let's say, that are in California, own their house outright, what's the main reason they are moving or they're not moving and they're just staying put in their property in California? Kind of curious, actually. So maybe type a message on our Facebook Live and let us know what their situation is. We're always interested in talking about stuff like this on the radio because it's real life stuff. And I know my mom, she's getting ready to sell and move out here. And so she's one of those that wants to kind of cash out and live life a little easier, if you will. A little easier. Anyway, let's dive back in. All right, Joe.
Here we go, segment 3, 6 minutes.
Murg, you sitting in the cab? Not driving? Welcome back to your Real Estate Power Hour right here on KKNT 960, The Patriot. Jason LaFlesch here. 15 years of live radio, the longest running real estate talk show in the Valley of the Sun. And yes, Results Realty, we are your local real estate brokerage. Josh Nastal with Homeowners Financial helps hundreds of people achieve the dream of homeownership. And you're just a
Absolutely.
simple phone call away, aren't you, Josh?
So phone call away, conversation away. I really urge people right now. I mean, some of the things we've shared on air, if they don't get you to make that call, I don't know what will. I mean, the staggering number of the difference between someone who owns a home and doesn't at retirement, that was what, about $140,000 difference?
Yeah,
in
on
net-
average.
in net worth.
On net worth
Yeah.
by the time you're 65. And that's the key. And the thing that I would like people to really open their mind to is not so much, I mean, it's great living for the now. It's fun.
Sure.
But really step back and think about more of the long term. And that goes with working out too. I mean, what you do right now in your 40s working out is what is going to carry forward into your 60s and 70s. That's the same thing with financial freedom, financial stability, is living a little bit more conservative maybe right now, achieving the dream of homeownership versus renting your entire life. It's going to make a heck of a difference, you guys, and we explained it in detail in the last segment. But why don't we pick up where we left off?
Yeah, it does make a difference, and you might think, oh, I'm going to be paying more. A lot of times you're paying the same, if not less. You're still getting, even though they've been reduced somewhat, you're still getting a nice chunk of money for your taxes. Just the pride of homeownership, and to kind of get back into what we were talking about earlier. You had mentioned, there's two things, and I didn't even think about this, and this article from CNBC doesn't mention it either, but, if someone's sitting on their house free and clear, in a place like California, we have a client right now, Peter, your buddy of yours, who is doing exactly what you mentioned on the last segment.
Mm-hmm.
He's got now it's not his primary, but he's got a rental home, and he's selling it, and instead of buying again, because he won't get as much, correct? And he's in Foster City or no?
Yeah, Foster City, and it's under contract for $1.15 million.
Right.
That's a rental home, I might add.
Right. So what is he doing?
Gosh.
He's doing exactly what you said.
Right.
Instead of selling that sucker, reinvesting that money into that area.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it's probably a lateral move.
Well, it would be a lateral move.
Right.
But yet you're paying a big chunk in taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So what he's doing right now is he's 1031 exchanging into so when you sell your home for 1.15,
Mm-hmm.
and consult your 1031 exchange guy to get more detailed info, but I believe you need to buy at least $1.15 million worth of real estate.
Correct.
To be able to reinvest it and defer paying taxes on your gains on that rental property in Foster City.
Yeah, what he's doing is pretty cool, man.
It's smart.
Yeah.
So you need to identify properties within 45 days and close on them within 6 months in order to do that 1031 exchange. So what I did is I referred him to a very trusted real estate agent that I know in Las Vegas.
Right.
So he's going to buy 2 homes out there that are in the 250-ish, 300 price range.
Right.
And then he's going to buy 2 out here
Yep.
with me in the 250, 300, 325, whatever it may be price range. And if he can't pay cash for them all, he's going to get loans, which I believe he's set up with you now.
Yes.
And he's going to go 50% down. And what he's going to do is really spread his eggs, not put them all in one basket, and really start to, and we started penciling out the numbers on what
Yes.
he's going to bring in for rent on just the one Foster City home.
Yep.
And what he's going to do here with the potential for more appreciation in the first-time home buyer.
It's about $2,000.
It's
more
great.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be netting about two. Ooh, look at that. There's a ghost in here, huh?
That's cool.
There's about
Yeah.
$2,000 more in monthly potential rental income.
Yeah. And plus, now he's not just relying on that $1 million plus home to retain its value because, like I've been saying all along for several years now, I've been wrong for several years, but it's got to stop in California.
Right.
The appreciation has to stop, and I think they're getting a little bit of a pullback now.
Or slow down.
Or slow down.
Sure.
So, and that's just my opinion. I just can't see it continuing to go. I don't know.
No, I agree. And then, just to kind of round out maybe this discussion, the last thing I wanted to talk about was, you started talking about it, and then I had, something to add. But the last piece of this is a lot of these people that are living in their homes, and don't have any payment. It says about 63% of these people are in their retirement age remodeling. making the house exactly what they want it. If they need, and especially, particularly, things to help them with their aging, widening doorways, making curbless showers, lowering kitchen counters.
Interesting.
That's a $380 billion a year remodeling sector.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Hey, when we come back, thinking of selling your home? Now's the perfect time. Don't wait. I have some great insight for you. Stay tuned.
I lost the sound.
Huh?
I lost sound in one ear.
Oh, you did?
That was weird.
Yeah. What's going on, Lackey? If you're still on. Josh.
Last segment.
Yeah. Which one do you want to hit the most here? Give me 1 and 2.
Let's see what we got.
Market update, cost of waiting, real estate report card.
We could hit the real estate report card for sure. Let's pull that one. And then I could do, this is 14 minutes.
Yeah.
And then let's do the rates. And then I could hit, if we have time, the home buyers plan on falling off the map, because that's a little bit more negative.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, Jer.
The last one, 1450.
Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy getting down.
Welcome back. I always love that little intro there.
Oh, yeah, you do?
You liking that intro?
I like the music a lot better on this.
You going headphones listen this last segment?
I can't hear anything. So.
Did one take a dive on
Take a
you?
dive ski. It's okay.
I like it.
Now I can actually listen to you.
I like it. Hey, let's get back into the show. So, great topics in the last segment.
Oh, we don't often talk about 65 plus for so long, but that was pretty cool.
That was
Good-
really
good
good,
stuff.
actually. Yeah. Hey, are you thinking of selling your home? This is a perfect time. And it is pretty much common knowledge that a great number of homes sell during the spring buying season. The weather's
What
great.
would you call that to find that spring buying season?
Well, it's interesting you asked that, Josh, because on my map here, and this is, I think, this isn't just for Arizona, and that's why I want to give a little more pointed information, if you will, regarding this article.
Okay.
So they're saying the best time is April, May, and June. Great for California,
Okay.
right? Great for other parts of the country, but for us, January 1st, right after the holidays, right after New Year, is the best time to go active on a home. And a lot of people wait till January 1st to activate their home. But the greatest number of homes sell during the spring season, and for that reason, many homeowners hold off putting their homes on the market until then. But what does that do? So the question is whether or not that's a good strategy.
Well,
What do you think?
I'll let you. I'll throw out my initial thing, and then you can beat it up. But I think that there's a lot of more. If that's the case, there's a lot of more to choose from.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
That's exactly right. The other listings that come out in the spring will represent increased competition, which is what you're saying to any seller.
Yeah.
So do a greater number of homes actually come to the market during the season in comparison to the rest of the year? How does that have an effect on you? And what I wanted to say is there were so many people this last year at the end of the year that wanted to hold off. They didn't want to sell during November and December.
And you say December is sometimes the best time.
Well, and why would that be, do you think?
It's got to be the exact reason why the spring could be poor.
Could be poor.
Less competition.
Less competition.
And something you said was really smart. People out looking in that time are
Right.
dead serious.
They are.
Yeah.
So November and December, we had great success at Results Realty this year. I think we went under contract between sellers and buyers about 14 homes during the holidays, which was kind of unprecedented. I mean, that was hot. So now we have homes on the market right now that are still selling, but here's the thing. Right now is the time to list. Even though the majority of people have put their homes on the market January into February, we have until early May here locally in Arizona to really make things happen before the winter visitors and all the other folks that are here during the winter leave town.
Right.
But the key is, day one, you got to be priced right.
Right.
Okay? So if you're overpricing these homes, and what do they talk about here? That's in another article, but what they talk about is you got to be, when you have more competition, it's even lends to even more of a reason to be priced right.
Oh, of course.
Right out of the gate.
Well, here's my thoughts on that too, and maybe you can interject if you steer me down the right path. But I think a lot of people wait for school to end because if they're going to move, say, out of state, maybe they're going to move to a different district,
Right.
even locally.
Right.
That kids are an important part of everyone's life, mine included. Do you feel that's a deterrent for people waiting until, say, end of May?
Yes and no. So are you suggesting that kids are out of school into May, right?
Generally, yes. Towards the end of May.
Okay.
School's out.
So given that information, Josh, when would be the best time to list your home, would you say?
I'd list it right in May.
Would you?
Okay.
I'd list it in March.
Okay.
And why is that?
Well, I think. Well, I understand what you're saying. You'll have less competition, but I think, and again, I'm not saying you're not right, but I think homeowners think that. Well, and especially here, if I list that thing in March,
Yeah.
I'm done by April. It's going to sell.
Yeah.
You're going to be out of there,
So
and you don't have enough time.
the interesting thing about that March time frame is then you have people coming out to look at homes in March with the expectation to close toward the end of May.
Okay.
So their kids are out of school. Boom, they can
little
get.
longer escrow, maybe.
Yep, maybe. Possibly. It depends. I mean, you can massage that into place. But for the people that care about the school district, right? They move into the home in end of May. Then they have their summer. They're in their new home, and then they
Yes.
can apply for the new district,
That's
and they're ready to go.
That's kind of my thought was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There really isn't a bad time to list in Arizona. It's interesting. I always used to say November and December. But then I started thinking about it and I'm like, you know what? If everyone thought the way that I did, there'd be no homes on the market in
Right.
November and December.
Mhm.
So what we did is we had several sellers say, you know what, Jason, let's try it. Let's go. Like that one on for Bob and Mary Brooks over on Ivanhoe at Ray and
Yeah,
McClintock.
they were at your Christmas party.
They sure were.
I spoke to them for a while.
Super cool people. So what I did is I listed their home and I did an open house the day after Thanksgiving. And he told me straight up, he goes, I didn't think we were going to get any traffic. No, nothing. Well, anyway, I marketed it right, talked about it on the radio show.
Bang, sold.
Big time social media. We had about 30 some odd people in that day after,
Wow.
the day after Thanksgiving,
Well,
and sold it in 2 hours.
That's a great area, too.
It is.
It's a hot area.
It is.
We had buyers. I mean, we had buyers that wanted to be in homes before the holiday.
That's
Christmas.
exactly right.
So that was another driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Josh.
It was good stuff. Yeah, no, I think, like you said, there could be advantages and disadvantages all year long to when to list. I just, in my mind, that you hear that stigma of, hey, I don't want to move until, I can make the transition with my kids. So
Yeah. No, you're right, though. You're right. Hey, a real estate report card. What do we,
yeah,
how does that report card look? Low marks? As
Whoa,
Trump says,
hey.
low marks? Or we're getting high marks?
Ooh, let's massage this report card. I never heard that one before.
You're the first to say massage report card.
You said massage it right into play.
Yeah.
That's the first time I heard that one. I gotta use that now.
Oh,
a
man.
report card, a little knowledge, just a little bit about. I talk about Maricopa County. We talk about a lot of national news, but just like to kind of bring it back local here. So again, this is all of Maricopa County, not just Gilbert, Scottsdale, Paradise Valley. Which I was looking at something off topic. The 4 wealthiest zip codes in Arizona, PV, and 3 in Scottsdale. There was a list of the top 25.
That's interesting because 85297 used to be the highest median income.
Where's that?
Gilbert.
Gilbert. It was on the list. There was, on the top 25, there was about, I want to say 7 or 8 Gilbert zip codes.
Yeah.
There was about 4 or 5 Chandler. There was a Glendale zip code, a Peoria zip code, several Phoenix zip codes.
Yep.
And then the top 4 were
018,
432,
016.
all Scottsdale,
Yeah.
and the number 1 PV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, this is a median, so East Valley, Scottsdale, PV, certain areas like that, you're still not getting a home for 276, but that is currently the median home price across all of Maricopa County.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is something crazy, man. I was driving back from California this weekend, right, for my son's gym meet, and I didn't realize it would take you probably about an hour, maybe more, to drive from one end of Maricopa County, which would be like Buckeye, right, and then through, what would you call it, almost AJ?
I was going to say, I know the drive
Canyon.
from Buckeye to Gold Canyon's over an hour and a half.
Isn't that nuts?
It's a huge valley.
Aren't we? I just thought, man, this is a big city.
It's massive.
Yeah. So from Buckeye to Gold Canyon, 276, and this is very interesting. Over the again, this is all of Maricopa County. Over the last 5 years, this is the last 5-year average. The average appreciation gain is $32,139. Pretty good.
It's good.
That's not bad.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. This will blow your mind. There is currently about 4.2 million total properties in Maricopa County. Okay, 1.6 million renters. 1.6 million renters. A little over 500 and change, 500K and change of those renters can afford to purchase based on the median income that is needed to purchase the median house.
They can't afford.
Correct. So
Those are the ones we're talking to.
Correct. So a third, just under a third of the people that are currently renting, based on the census from the Maricopa County, based on median income, can buy a property.
Let me ask you a super simple question.
Sure.
Why aren't they?
That those are things that I it's hard for me to answer. I can.
So it's a hard question.
I can speculate. I mean, it is. I can speculate. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, based on this, you've got about not quite 2/3 that just can't. Right? Something, maybe foreclosure, bankruptcy, tax issues.
I'm talking about the third that can.
Right, they don't make enough money. The third that can make enough money, it could be credit, which they can find out about and fix. Credit is fixable, and it can be fixed quicker than people think.
I've sent you many that you've helped immediately. Just with a couple tweaks immediately, you can raise your credit score big time.
If you're close, now 100 points is going to take a little longer than 30 days. But if you're close, you can do a lot of stuff in 30 days.
Yeah.
And the other piece would be, I think some people get accustomed or familiar, and they don't want to not rent. They're stuck. Hey, I'm here. I feel comfortable in this neighborhood. Maybe you could buy a house in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right. And the other piece is, I think people a lot of people are, and I hate to say this, are probably turned off to the process. They don't like lenders. They don't like realtors. They don't want to go through the process of buying a house for one of many, could be many reasons. A lot of people were turned off by the crash. They lost substantial equity, and that may have turned them off to buying a property.
You know what also happened in the crash? Were renters in homes where landlords felt the crash, and the landlords had to let their home go.
Oh.
Next thing you know, with no notice, the tenants are basically, darn near out on the street and have to find another rental. So you may as well be in charge of your own destiny, right?
Right. Forget about the crash, buddy. That's happening now.
It really is.
A lot of people, a lot of these landlords are selling. They went out. Their thought is, hey, we've recouped a lot of our equity on these properties that we've held for so long. I talk to at least 5 clients a month who said, or their story is the same. Hey, I got a notice. I need to be out of my home in about 40 days.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It happens all the time. So kind of getting back to the report card here. So our national median household income is just under $64,000 a year. And that's great compared to the national average. The national average is only about 52.5. So we're exceeded that, which is awesome. Here's where it kind of gets a little sticky. The annual potential first-time home buyer, and that's going to be someone who's the age of 27 to 35. It's about 107K, right?
Okay.
The annual new homes needed to satisfy that demand, and that's accounting for, let's say, 57% of that 107K wants to buy a house, right? That would mean we would need 38,000 more homes available, right? Annually, we only have about 24,000 homes built, so there's a real shortage there. So we definitely have a shortage of homes, which is no surprise. Our unemployment rate, and this is again for all of Maricopa County, we're at a staggering 3.95%.
Ooh, love
It's
it.
low.
Love it.
Check this out. 2015, 5%. 2016, 4.5. 17, 4.1. Now we're at 3.95. The reason I brought this up is anyone listening out there, could be locally or even out of the city, out of Arizona. What a great place to buy.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a reason we're seeing such an influx of people from out of state.
Absolutely.
It's and people that are job transferring over here. I mean, it's a great place to live, great climate, and a lot of good people. And there's not traffic to
very good
an hour, travel an hour for 2 miles.
And we have traffic, but not really bad traffic.
No,
like some
no.
places.
Hey, great show today.
Awesome.
For all you first-time homebuyers out there, get in touch with us if you want to achieve the dream of homeownership. We're only a quick phone call away. I'm Jason LaFlesch with Results Realty, and we will dispel the myth that it is difficult to live with or to work with real estate agents and mortgage guys. I mean, we make it easy.
Well, that stuck with you, huh?
We make it easy. It did. I like it. 602-369-4663 and Josh Nastal to get your next loan at Homeowners Financial Group. 602-377-1979. So from Josh Nastal and yours truly, Jason LaFlesch, we'll see you next week. Same place, same time. Say it with me. See ya.